right, chapter 13, and so maybe more importantly, before I run into this is going to be a very short screencast. I just want to go over with you how to approach these particular reading questions. I, while we're here, and I didn't post one in the, I didn't post an overview for this segment, so I'll just give you a little overview here now. We just have a few chapters left. Same sort of thing as the last segment, the second segment, leading up to the second audio. Now we're going to do this with the leading up to the third audio, and then you will be done. So you've already seen the basic motions of everything that happens in the course. All right, so remember, big picture for the course. We're thin, not deep. We're covering a lot of material, a lot of different time periods. But we're not doing something like reading all of Hamlet, for instance. You know, something several years ago I used to make students do in for a chapter 14 coming up, or the equivalent of it in a previous book. Okay, so just keep rolling as you are. It seems like most people are doing a pretty good job at this point, getting through it just fine. If you have any issues coming up, like email me or message me now in Canvas, give me a call, something like that. We will sort of get you rolling for the end of the term, or see what's going on anyway. All right, so for chapter 13, I just wanted to post a short screencast here because the second question seems to confuse people a lot, and I don't mean for it to. And so if I look at the question, this is just a very short section. This is a really long section. It doesn't actually go all the way to the rest of the chapter, but you'll see why I said that here in just a second. So if I zonk this back up, I'm not sure if people mainly just sort of click through here, but if you've never noticed this before, probably need to point this out. The table of contents, this is just for this chapter. This visual arts, we're right here anyway. It's a very short section, so it's just a couple of lines, right? That you're or the 16th century, excuse me, is the first question. So you're just summarizing a very short. Okay, so now a few sentences, include a short quote to for support, and that's it. So it is naturally counterpointed by a different kind of sum, much longer. So maybe get you a little feel of summary, how summaries can work differently. For example, summary, big picture, we're taking material, reducing it, right? So in much fewer words, we're trying to convey the message. The second question is impossible. That's okay. That's by design. You go through the motions. People summarize entire books in a few sentences sometimes. It doesn't really do it justice by the nature of it. We just want to get to the gist of it. So in the second question, it says the visual arts, from the actual visual arts tab in the book, this. So when I say the tab in the book, that means from the table of the contents here. And I say through the rest of the book, but really it's not going to be visual anymore once you hit to this music section. So all of these links, as best you can, knowing that it's impossible, what are the important points to you after you read through these links, this material in the chapter? What would you want to convey? What do you think is important to convey to someone in your social circle? All right, what should they get out of it, assuming that they kind of care? You can pretend if that's not the case. Okay, and other than that, I'll just know we realize we're on some of the really big hitters here, and that we're in the early part of the Renaissance. This is remember, big picture. People are getting off the boats from Constantinople as Constantinople falls, and sort of looking at everything anew. Right. This chapter mostly visual. I cut the next chapter. It'll show up in future courses. Chapter 14. It turns into more of a literary phenomenon. This sort of new way of looking at things. That's all it is. In essence, is what I'll argue. And so I guess don't worry about the chapter 14 stuff right now. We're not covered it in this particular course, and right now we're in summer of 2022. Okay, so I think that will do it for now. Just get through chapter 13, and everything else will. I think I have a good transition screencast to get us to 19 that's coming up after this chapter. Okay, so again, you all message me if I think anything. I am going to post. This is not required. If I can find it anyway. There is a very excellent podcast of the actual stone of Michelangelo's David, how they got it out of the quarry where it sat for the longest time. Yeah, so I'm just going to put that there for informational purposes at the end of the module if you want to listen to that. But also, if you like that, you can end up doing your presentation at the end. I'm really restraining myself here. I was wanting to just change this whole assignment and include it. But it's a lot of extra time too. So it's just why I didn't. Okay, thank you.